Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the News Burst Live from the Full Force podcast featuring me, Christopher McLeod AKA Diagnostic 80, brought to you by GeneralsJoesReborn.com. More news, and it just keeps flooding in, doesn't it? More pre-orders, more classified stuff. And obviously, we've had the reveals for Tiger Force Flint and a Python Patrol Ninja. We didn't know it was Vypra, though, did we? That's a nice little added bonus. We also weren't aware that they were dropping the pre-orders today. That was out of the blue. So excited that obviously they're out now. We've got loads of promo images to kind of have a look through, and obviously a little bit more information to kind of gauge and kind of discuss. Now, another thing I will mention is that even though Hasbro Pulse have sold out of both figures already before I even have an opportunity to put this news burst live together, Target do have both of those up on their site online, links in the description for pre-order as of right now. So still, you won't have missed out yet, basically. Okay. Good day DGD Hype Productions. I remembered it this time. Hello Sam, hello W, hello Johnny, and hello Sam again. Yeah, hello again today, Johnny. It's crazy. I'm just morning shows, afternoon shows, evening shows. I should just do that, just 3 shows a day for the rest of. I might have to. It's getting like that. I kind of wanted to do this now while I had a bit of time, rather than leave it till the morning, because I get some fresh reaction and really get and also have a little conversation with you guys in there as well. So anyway, let's get through some pretty cool promo images. Let's start. Ben says, I feel like I'm not getting enough Chris in my day. Really? You've had this is twice now. What's the more likely scrap iron repaint? Python, Crimson, or 788? That is a bloody good question, Ryan. Why not all of them? Yeah, I don't know. Yes, Rhino Time 117 sold out on Hasbro Pulse, but not on Target. They are Target exclusives, don't forget. They only have a small allotment of product with Hasbro Pulse, don't forget, because they are effectively, what's the word? Partner exclusives. Yeah, easy to get now. You're right. That these are, and plus they'll be in Target stores as well. You know that. Really don't like how they dropped this pre-order to Soda. What didn't you like about? I mean, it was a little bit out of the blue, wasn't it? How about Iron Grenadiers? Says WJ. Is that for scrap iron? Because yeah, that would be a good deco for scrap iron. Or are you just saying how about Iron Grenadiers? Because that would also be awesome. Is Vypra the daughter of Coils O'Doom? Serious question. No, Coils O'Doom's daughter is Crimson Asp. There you go. There's the answer for that question. Vypra was a 2000. I want to say maybe 2001, wasn't it? Anyway, she came with the Rattler 4-wheel drive, and it was effectively a like Jinx repaint in like a phasing black and blue and white kind of deco, which was O-ring figure, which came with the Rattler 4-wheel drive, which was effectively a Stinger, and had the same deco, I want to say, as well as her. But she was a courier and driver, was her what do you call it? Her kind of specialty. And then the club did a 4-inch version of Vypra, like later on in FSS, I think it was. So yeah, but I like the use of the name on this one. I'm not going to lie, but we'll start with Flint. So Tiger Force Flint, obviously we saw lots of nice pictures of him. We saw lots of like close-ups in the booth. We saw his package art. We saw pretty much everything, but then we get a nice little bonus of some more promo images, or some promo images, because we hadn't had any promo images before that. I think this figure looks great. I'm really in like Flint, Mark. Yeah, absolutely. I'm really into this deco. Obviously, I'm a big Tiger Force fan, so I am feeling this. Obviously, Flint's a big favorite of mine. I love the classified Flint, so all tick boxes for me on this one, and I love the new deco. I love the new, the war paint kind of thing. I think it looks pretty dope. So yeah, I'm in on this Flint, and I like these product images too. Now this is a simpler narrative with minimal homage in the backgrounds. Oh, sorry, not homage. What am I talking about? Like reveals or cheeky, sneaky kind of like hints and stuff like that. There was one shot that I saw in the promo images. It might be, it's none of these two. Again, nice though. I like that one of him running and his berets kind of flying off with an explosion, and he's trying to reload the shotgun. Okay, the Tiger Force police are here, or maybe this is the Tiger Force Fire Brigade. Yep, it's the Tiger Force Fire Brigade. Yep, 2 of them, and 3 of them. Okay, it's still in the background, but is it flying off or is it a beret drone? Says Jeffrey. That's hilarious. If it was, yeah, with like little motors in it, just flying around, that'd be hilarious. Sam says, I'll honestly be displaying Vypra without the mask. Face printing is much better and more impressive than on female Blue Ninja. Cool. Okay. Not going to lie, Vypra looks damn good, says Soda. Yeah, totally. Hi all, this was a surprise drop, eh? Yes, it was, Jeffrey. Big time. I like that he comes with Recondo's rifle and knife, as well as his shotgun and pistol from the original release. More value. Yeah. And also the secondary for the machete as well, which is pretty cool. On his thigh. Air raid siren, Chris? No, Mark. That was about 12 fire engines zipping past. A lot of fires where I live. Yes, RKW, there are. Hi, Chris. What did you do, buddy? I hear sirens. Yeah, I didn't set anything on fire. Don't worry. Thank you, Joe. No, the image I was looking at earlier and thought, oh, interesting, was the one on the right here, because there's a cheeky little shot. You can see the mask in the background and everything. And I thought initially, oh, is that Shadow Tracker? And I was like, well, of course not, because it's a little mini. Well, first of all, this is a mini narrative with Tiger Force Target exclusives between a skull masked figure in Python Patrol Vypra and Tiger Force Flint. And obviously, Shadow Tracker is a Night Force Walmart thing. So I don't know what I was thinking there, but I is an idiot sometimes. Oh, sorry, I'm going to multitask here because I forgot to do something as I was doing, as I was setting all of this up. I need to change a few. Sorry, I'm in the middle of a live. Here's me changing things. It's not anything that you're going to see or have to worry about, but there we go. I'm done now. Anyway, yeah, I love the machete. I love the fact, obviously, because he's, jungle Tiger Force kind of scenario. It makes sense as well. Plus, Flint's synonymous with the machete when he's cutting through the Yucatan, the world's meanest salad, in Arise, Serpentor, Arise. One of my favorite little scenes there, and he's chopping through. So yeah, it's nice that he gets that. I like that. Yeah, Sam says machete, a great touch for any Tiger Force figure. Absolutely. Mark said we had 788 B team on weekend, Steel Core yesterday, these Tiger cheese bags today, and Chuckles to come. It's Joe a go-go. It really is. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Target does have stock, Rhino. Yeah, the links are in the description, as I said before. Sold out on Pulse, but not on Target. Stay on Target. Yeah, cool. So some lovely shots of Flint. I love these product images. I really do. And I imagine Shooting the Galaxy had everything to do with this. But what I do like is there's a lot of depth and distance in some of these shots in the actual diorama. It's like sometimes it just feels like there's like literally one layer of something behind them. But in this one, it does feel like a pretty interesting like jungle, and then like you got the light creeping through in the background, but it's like showing you even more stuff further away. So I really like these shots. They're really nice. And yeah, I'm digging Flint in a big way. Then we also get the white background product shots to show his loadout, the figure in all his glory. I do really like that secondary he rocks. There's a lot going on there with him. I really do enjoy all that stuff, and of course the sheath in the back as well, the holster. Flaffle57 says, I have 24 figures on pre-order. I have a problem. I know it's crazy, isn't it? Ryan says, I just heard sirens. Are the Hasbro police coming for you because you leaked a GameStop Muskrat exclusive or something? Muskrat, GameStop Muskrat confirmed. Ryan, that's hilarious. No, it was all fire-based. Barbecue was after me. Yeah. And like I said, I'm glad they increased his loadout, because that first figure, just the removable beret, the pistol, and the shotgun, and that's pretty much it. So I do like that they've thrown in Rekondo's rifle with the removable magazine and the machete and the secondary on the leg too. I think it looks wicked. I'm really into this figure. Really into this figure. Hey Chris, is it just me, or does Classified Flint look similar to Lenny? I don't know, Grant. I always thought he was closer to like Breaker than he was Flint. I always got John Hamm vibes from this head sculpt. Could be wrong though. Well, I mean, could be right. I don't know what reference they bloody used. Hello, Jeremy. Joe Barrett. Interesting bit of news here. Just to let everyone know, I was on the phone with Pulse. Scott over there said we might possibly have emails going out at the end of August for shipping date on their Hiss. Nice. There you go, guys. A little Hiss update there. End of August is when we're looking to be getting emails going out for shipping dates, which is nice. That's not to say it's shipping then. That's to say we're going to be getting emails at that point. Thank you, Joe. Much appreciate that. Adam Riches, how you doing, buddy? With the announcement of these two, we only need to know 82 to know who's 0 to 100 are. What do you think? Surprise drop for 82 tomorrow? Oh God, no, I don't know. Now, is it just 82 that's floating about? Could that just be one of those ones that was supposed to be earlier in the line and got pushed a little bit? Let me think. What else is on the docket? Could be Shadow Tracker. Could be, in which case I would expect him a bit later on in the year. Could be, who else could it be? I'm trying to think, actually, of what figures we don't really know the numbers for. But anyway, thank you, Adam, for the heads up on that. It's a lot of figures already, isn't it? Crazy pants. 24 is rookie numbers, says Gerber. Have you got more? That's a shame. Daniel Rodriguez says, it's cool, but I'm going to have to add a little more camo to the face for my eyes to accept. I get what you're saying. I feel like I like it because I kind of sometimes like asymmetry. I like it when it's not exact, like, or it's a little bit haphazard. But I feel what you mean. Like, you need something else in there to break it up, and that's totally cool. Too bad he doesn't have short sleeves. I mean, he has shorter sleeves, Darren. But yeah, I don't know. I think this is a cool one. Anyway, still, even with slightly longer than short sleeves. Fluffle57. Anyone ever seen a 1977 Lamborghini Cheetah? Ask Clutch about it. Yeah. In fact, go and check out Flaffle, because I do a whole history of the Vamp for armor in one of our videos for the armor thing, which was Assembly Required Mobile Online Rally, which is one that we do. Or Mass Online Rally, I can't remember what the M stands for, but we did a whole panel on the Vamp and the Hiss. We did multiple kind of videos for that, and I do a whole history of where the Vamp got all of its inspiration from. There are a couple of vehicles, and the Lamborghini Cheetah is one of them. But it's a really interesting history in actual fact, and definitely worth checking out if you're bored for an hour or so. I love this Flint, says Jeremy. Same. Is the Crimson Strike Team PulseCon exclusive? Yes, Jeffrey, it is. I think one more stripe on the opposite side and you'd be good, says Sam. Yeah, like a bit higher up, like kind of in between the two in terms of where they line up. So maybe kind of across here, going up to the nose. That'd be kind of cool. Ben says, so we need to get a Knowing Is Half the Battle box set. It's just a bunch of dopey kids and curtains on fire, down power lines, missing kittens, etc. That's hilarious. And yes, that would be funny. Sam thought Flint looked like Lenny as well. Maybe there is something to it. It's difficult when you don't have the beard going on. Bazooka when Lenny was rocking mustache only. Big time, Mark. Big time. Say, Chris, what would you think of Shadow Tracker being repainted in Python Patrol? Says Grant. Amazing. I'd be up for that. I like Python Patrol repaints, and I like adding new characters that were never in it as well. I do like that, which is lucky because in Night Force, all we're getting are new characters. No, Night Force Crazy Legs, and maybe a cheeky leak of Night Force Shockwave, possibly. What's happening with my hands? Philly Jones, yo, I'm late, but in the building. What up? What up to you, my man? Yeah, Grant, I would have to say yes to Shadow Tracker and Python Patrol. I'd love it. I think it'd be awesome. But we've already got a Skull Mask now in Python Patrol. They'd look good together, though, wouldn't they? In Python Patrol, I think we'll get to that in a second, though. Comics Cafe. Should we expect the new wave to be up for pre-order during PulseCon? I would assume. I'm going to do a PulseCon preview video where I talk about what we could see and also what my kind of predictions are for PulseCon. But I would definitely imagine the 5-figure wave being revealed, like, Hawk, Helix, Buzzer, Ripper, Shockwave. I expect to see all 5 of those as physical product pre-orders. And then in terms of, obviously, the PulseCon exclusive 3-pack we know is coming, and we know is a PulseCon exclusive, the Crimson Strike team. And then, 82 is the Crimson Strike team. It's on the case. Thank you, guys. There we go then. We know everything then. That's great. We know every number all the way to 100. There you go, Adam. Hopefully that answers your question from earlier. So, yeah, that's why I would expect Comics Cafe. That's why I expect. Yeah, 82 is Crimson Strike team. Thank you, guys. Much appreciated. Glad to share the wealth of knowledge, says Joe, for telling us about the possible emails coming out at the end of August. Much appreciated. Thank you. 96, 97, 98 are unknown, says Flaffle57. Are they? I've not been paying attention to the numbers, so I'm no use there. Yeah, I never really pay attention to that. And then, because I just know they're coming eventually, we'll get it filled in, Kitty said. But I it's nice to know, isn't it? I was lucky enough to snag these both today on Pulse, looking great. Good one, Finn. Nice one. Seems like they should have used Rekondo's body, not his secondaries, to make him a more accurate Flint. That's not a bad shout, actually, Owen. Yeah, if you could have reutilized a bit more. I think it was easier, obviously, to do the repaint like this, though, wasn't it? That's probably what they've gone with. Eric says Asian toy sites already have Chuckles on pre-order. Yeah, so does In Demand Toys. They had Chuckles on pre-order ages ago, and they're in the UK. A lot of independents put them up when Chuckles went up on SDCC. Unrelated, Chris, you think they will ever do a Resolute-style subline or special deployment, or too dark, too off-brand, too close to Warren Ellis? Sam, I think we'll see... I could see them doing, was it Shock Trooper? I could see them doing Duke now that they've got that secondary that looks very similar to his. Is that on the Range Viper? One of them has some new character or new figure, might be the Range Viper, has what looks to be Duke's Resolute vest. So I could see them doing something like that in the future. Lenny is clutch, just saying. Nice one. Lenny needs his own figure for sure. Yes, Joe, he does. Pulse Silver Series needs to use a Steel Core figure, not Snake Eyes. Can you pass that on? Flaffle, yeah. I mean, I've talked about that loads, not necessarily at them, but definitely in and around the conversation. We've talked about a Selfie series with Steel Core is the perfect combination. Just as a Selfie series with a Cobra Troop Builder would be. Doing Snake Eyes and Scarlet, initially is like a thing. I get it. They wanted to do like a... major character type thing, make you as the character kind of thing. But what they fail to realize, I think, from the subtlety aspect, is that most of us don't want that. Most collectors would want to see themselves as a different character or as a troop builder with, like I said, Steel Core, Vipers, Cobra Troopers, etc., etc. I think that makes way more sense than a Snake Eyes or a Scarlet figure. But not to say that some people didn't want that, just saying I think on the whole, the feedback I heard and the feedback from myself was that we were kind of thinking, more a more a feeling from us that we would like to be different characters than Snake Eyes and Scarlet, basically. It's kind of more of a, I don't know if I can really say it's more of a kid thing when we collect toys, but it's more of a, I think it's more of a young thing, isn't it? Where you want to be a certain character. And yet when you get older, you want to be a character of yourself in the, yeah, I don't know, something along those lines. I think it worked really well for kids when Steel Core and Creator Cobra and all those things were done, because they were massively successful, multiple mail-ins. They kept doing it over and over again. It made sense. I'm surprised they haven't recaptured some of that again, because I think all of us would be well into that. You're welcome, Comicsy Cafe, for the question earlier. No problem. Globulous Python Patrol. Yes, Ben. Yes, please. Thank you very much. Python Patrol and Tiger Force got to go to Walmart and Night Force to Target. Why? Do you just prefer one to the other? I'm buying a Selfie series to attach my head to a Steel Core figure. Flaffle 57, I'm with you, says Ben. Yes, I'm gonna attach my Selfie series head, which I already have, to McLeod the robot. Couldn't get through a stream without saying that, could I? RKW, all the Super 7 SDCC items are available in their online store. Got my red jackal, brilliant. Vamp models should be at PulseCon. Yeah, I imagine that will be a pre-order as well. Good shout. Maybe even the SMS too with Techno Viper. I'm guessing Mutton Junkyard will be pre-ordered soon. Maybe PulseCon, but you're right. I think they could squeeze one in before that. Well, we've got too many. I think there needs to be a break until PulseCon, even though that's not much of a break. Burt Raccoon, Tom, that is so genius. He is, isn't he? Now I've got the Raccoons Run With Us theme in my head. Oh, what an absolute cartoon that was. Burt Raccoon. So that's that bit when they're going to see Cyril Sneer in his... Anyway, you must know the Raccoons, guys. One of the most amazing cartoons ever. Her name is Vypra, and it's sold out on Hasbro, Ronin, but not on Target. Okay, Chris, was this already answered? Is the chest plate part of the braces, or is it molded to his shirt? The secondary for Flint is the everything basically that you see that isn't the brown shirt. So the secondary is the armored chest piece, the straps, the bullets, and the pouches, and then round the back, the grey and the green bits that you see. That's all secondary. If you were to rip that off, which you can't take it off without breaking it, maybe. I don't know. Has anyone ever taken that off before? Maybe you can take the arms off and take it over his head. I don't know. I've never tried it. But I think if you were to remove that secondary in whatever fashion you wanted, you'd probably just have a Flint with the brown Tiger Force shirt on. They may not have bothered decoing the rest of that shirt. I don't know. It would be a bit of a risk, wouldn't it? You take that off and there's no tiger stripes on the lower torso. I could see that being a thing. Anyway, sorry, we better get through. Sorry, I'm going to skip through again. Sorry. I will, yeah, we'll come. Sorry, I'm not getting to every comment. I'm so sorry, but we've got to move on. Here's Flint in his action pose and with a little bit of his packaging and loadout. I just kind of separated them in twos. We didn't need to see this one on the left again, but we are going to. And it just made sense in my OCD to have 2 images per slide. But like I said, I love this figure and I love the packaging. Obviously, there's the sports car in the background there, and the location is kind of mirrored in the Python Patrol Vypra package as well. So we've got this new location for the battle, this kind of Mayan temple in the background, and this jungle setup. Very nice indeed, and loving it. Interesting that they focused on the Flint figure. They focused on his secondary completely, the front and the back of it. It's like there's a holster and there's a front. There you go. I know the shirts underneath, Sam. I'm concerned about whether they put tiger stripes on it or not. Heat up the arms and it can slide off, says Darren. Thank you. Much appreciated. Hey, have you ever spoken about Big Ben ball joint head swap being different to the normal head construction? Makes head swapping compatibility trickier. What? Big Ben ball joint head swap being different? I didn't know there was a difference in it. I guess it's really just so that you have that figure to swap the heads back and forth. Does that mean you can't put any other heads on it? That's a shame. I mean, there's a lot of difference for some reason across the entire line's head, like the balls and the heads. I don't know why they keep changing them. Like, I do not understand that, because effectively that's one thing that doesn't have to change, because it's just a matter of being a ball and a gap. And like, if you just have the same one throughout the entire line, then boom, you've just got like, multiple options to head swap. I don't get that at all. Anyway, anywho, I think Big Ben's neck is swapped out with the head. Oh, that sucks. So you can't actually get the head off the ball thing. So the whole neck, the whole neck comes out. I see what you mean. That's probably got more to do with the fact that they needed to. I see. I haven't got the figure yet, so I have no clue. But yeah, like, that's something I will have to find out myself, I guess, when I do the unboxing. I wasn't aware of that. Genuinely wasn't aware of that at all. Daniel Rodriguez says Flint would look killer if he came with a boonie hat. That would actually be really neat, actually, wouldn't it? Yeah, that'd be very cool. Helmet on rock and roll is gummy, just needs to be a little tighter. Okay. I must have missed another comment, sorry, on that one, Super Saiyan. Okay, cool. Neck swap can sometimes be better than head swap, says Jeffrey. Oh, okay, maybe that's easier to do than, okay, nice. Get your neck swaps out. Oh, okay, thanks, Mark. I will. I'll have to check that out myself, but thank you for the heads up on that. Okay, Flint. Back to Flint. Let's focus on Tiger Force, because not only we get Flint, but we got Python Patrol Vypra. Now, as I said before, Vypra, the character, was a figure, I think with 2000. I want to say 2000 or 2001, but it was a O-ring kind of Jinx repaint in like black, blue, and white phasing deco, which was kind of cool. And she came with the Rattler 4-wheel drive, which was effectively a Stinger, but they didn't have. There must have been a name rights issue, and they and then the deco was very similar to her as well. She was a courier driver, and came with I want to say a briefcase or something. I don't know if that was if she came with that in the thing. Maybe not. I can't remember. But anyway, 97, 98. Thank you, Walter. Yeah, it was late 90s. Yeah, that's close enough. But yes, thank you. 97, 98 Vypra with the Rattler 4-wheel drive, and she was, like I said, a courier. What's the word? Driver. Now, Toys R Us exclusive. Thank you. And as well as that, the club released her as well as a 4-inch modern figure in the FSS, and kind of went a little bit simpler on the deco. But what I like is the fact that what we have here is a figure that could quite easily be Vypra, and they've switched it to Python Patrol, given us some other little things, and it's like, cool. I wonder if, maybe we get a Vypra in the future as well. That would be kind of fun. Anyway, coming back to Vypra Python Patrol, as it were. Sorry, I just smacked into my lighting, which is very close to me right now, and probably why I'm sweating so much. Yeah, again, we've got Storm Shadow's backpack, quiver, I should say, quiver and sword sheaths and swords in like a red handle with the greys and the golds and on the other deco. That's just nice. Storm Shadow's bow as well. Highly articulated, no, because Jinx is right. Hello, Adam. If this is Vypra, are we looking at a pre-paint for Jinx? It's a very good point, but no, I don't think so, because this is effectively a what is it? Zorana's arms, Zorana, and the blue ninja body. So I think what effectively you're dealing with there is what I'm thinking is more that, and Jinx is going to be something different and newer with new parts and stuff. You never know. I could be wrong, but that's my feeling on that one, Adam. But it's a good point to make, nonetheless. B&B says she's cool, but could be so much cooler. Lazy repaint sucks. I wouldn't say this is a lazy repaint, B&B, but what would you let us know? What would you think they could have done, or what would you have preferred they did to this figure to make it slightly different? Let us know what you'd like instead. The more I see this, the more I appreciate it. I know there isn't much of the face visible, but the images say they absolutely made the most of what's visible, says Sam. Absolutely. We'll get to another couple more images of her as well. I do like the use of the skull mask as well. I think that's kind of a nice addition. And again, it doesn't have to stay on there, which is great. Yeah, Jinxes Joe, that's my feeling on it. And it must have been said at some point as well. But Jinx is getting her own mold, so that's good to know. Direct from SDCC, I believe, as well. UBM Play says, "Hey Chris, long time no see. Kind of wish didn't have the Arashikage logo. I didn't even. Oh, on the backpack, of course. Yeah. So Vypra is part of the Arashikage clan, then basically, by the looks of things. But yeah, that would have been. That's an interesting point. I didn't even realize that was on there too. But obviously, they've kind of retrofitted her into that clan, maybe with a bit of narrative as well. Who knows? We'll find out, I imagine, at some point. They mentioned at SDCC that Jinx was inspired by the 1987 movie, so I'm expecting an unmasked head. Good shout there, Darren. Yeah, good point. Yeah, cool. Maybe she just stole the quiver from Storm Shadow. Yeah, Jeffrey, and then repainted it a bit. Cool. And then obviously there's another shot of her actual eyes in the through the mask. I think she looks great. I love the deco. Like I said, I like the kit bash. The use of Zorana's arms is a good shout. And I think the weapons work well with her as well. Yeah, it's nice. It's a nice little kind of addition to the Python Patrol. And it's not like it's gone from like, you know, some really way out there decos in the Python Patrol. They've kind of stuck to that more vehicle style, you know, the black and the reds. There's a little bit of yellow in there, but it's very much that kind of black and red vehicle deco that they also utilized for the Major Blood set in the, you know, the 6-pack or whatever it was. How many are there in there? Blood, Laser Viper, Saw Viper, Heat Viper, Rock Viper, and there was another one, wasn't there? What am I missing? I'm missing one. Major Blood, Saw, Laser, Heat, Rock, Paper, Scissors, Stone. There you go. I'm just kidding. The last 3 were completely different. Anyway, yeah, digging it, loving these shots. We get to see Flint in some of her shots as well, including this one where he's on the deck. Looks like he's had his butt handed to him. Lamprey. Thank you, Darren. Lamprey was the other one. Yeah, it could just be Zorana. It's probably just Zorana in disguise. That's what it is. Our arms are giving it away. Someone said it. Yeah, also Jeffrey said it could be Zartan. I think it's more likely to be Zorana, unless he's just completely changed up. Oh, Michael Jean Fleming, another bit of info here. Thank you. The name Vypra was also used in the Joe versus Cobra eras for the Vypra twins in the Cobra Ninja Strike Team 6-pack. If I remember right, they were the daughters of the Arashikage Swordmaster. There you go. That's the connection. That's the Arashikage connection. But yeah, I would also say on that one, I kind of like the decos in that 6-pack. Like the dark reds with the really elaborate designs as well. Yeah, I was really into those. That was a nice little decoed 6-pack, actually. I really enjoyed that. Thank you for reminding me of that, Michael. Lovely stuff. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. I apologize. It's fortunate that she's an individual and not an army builder. She with Cophead can be the squad leaders for the Python troops, and I don't have to get more than one. That, I mean, yeah, she's a character. She's not a troop builder as such. I mean, you could get a few to have maybe like, you know, her unmasked and then the rest of them with the skull masks on. I think that would look kind of cool. But yeah, you're right. You know, you can look at this in any way you want. You can kind of look at it either as I'm going to make this a single character and not army build it, or you can army build it, and you know, it's totally up to you. You've got kind of an option there, really, haven't you? Yeah, there's an interesting like deco on the skull as well, which I really like. That's a really nice touch. Daniel says, is that an eye on the front of the skull? What's that about? Indeed. It looks kind of cool though, doesn't it? I do like it. It's almost like a little bit, if it is an eye, it kind of looks a little bit like two things spring to mind. See if you're with me on this one. The aliens from Simpsons. It just looks like one of the aliens' eyes from the Simpsons. You know those two? I forget their names now, like Zorg and I forget their names. But anyway, they're always on the Halloween episodes, aren't they? But that was what reminded me of that immediately. There's an Egyptian vibe to it, Sam. Yeah, definitely. The other thing that it reminds me of is some sort of like Cthulhu sort of Lovecraft sort of character, or monster or something from the depths. Maybe even Destro's castle. Do you know what I'm saying? Eye of Sauron, says Jeffrey. That's a good point. Sorry, yeah, thank you, Daniel. Daniel says, I think I'm going to get a bunch and collect that skull mask and make another faction. There you go. You're going to get a few of them. Other people are going to get singles. I mean, it's totally cool, isn't it, basically? How to cook for 40 humans. Kang and Kronos. Thank you, Ray Murphy. Appreciate that. Kang and Kronos is what sprung to my mind when I saw that eye. Doesn't it look like a little? It does look like them, in my opinion, and it made me laugh a little bit. Was that on the Oni masks the Blue Ninjas have? I can't remember. That's a good shout, though. This is the research I need to be doing before I go live. The Blue Ninjas will probably still be on, if I am correct here. They'll still be on Pulse. You can still find them on there. You can't buy them on there. Blue Ninjas, there they are. No, they have a Cobra logo on theirs. I don't think they have anything else. No, I think they are kind of Arashikage. The Fox helmet has kind of similar vibes, but it's the Cobra logo and then some kind of like lines around it and under the eyes. But it is definitely a similar vibe. So you can probably have the Blue Ninjas with this kind of in a similar way. Is it Kitsune? I think it's Kitsune. And then the other mask as well, I'm just going to get that up as well. Doesn't have anything on it. It's just red. There you go. Whee! There you go. Yes, it is a fox. It is a fox. The Kitsune mask. Right, yes. So there you go. Oh, Kodos, sorry. Kang and Oh, you write that the first time. Ray, were you correcting yourself or just going, damn, Kodos? I can't remember. Anyway. Oh, I see. You got it wrong the first. You said Kronos before, didn't you? I see. I see now. Everything makes sense. Yeah, cool. So there you have it. I'm interested in what this is. I want to see some narrative on this. Obviously, there's some narrative on this because there's a Pulse pre-order for it, so I can look at that. In fact, let's look at that because there might be some clues in there that I haven't seen before or noticed or all that kind of jazz. So what does it say in the copy? It says, I'll just cut through all of the usual stuff. The Python Patrol Viper figure contains 6 character-inspired accessory pieces, including skull mask, katana and wakizashi swords, quiver and bow and arrow, plus a footlocker to stow all her gear. Vypra allegedly offered her services to Cobra Commander as a mercenary and intelligence courier by audaciously sneaking into his private business meeting at Extensive Enterprises. Intrigued by her boldness, he brought her aboard. So it is the same character for sure. Just want to see if there's any other copy in here that we can talk about. Features a classic design updated to bring the Cobra Ninja Mercenary and Intelligence Courier into the modern era, and 6 accessory pieces inspired by the character's rich history. Yeah, cool. I think that's pretty much everything in there. Yeah, okay. So it's effectively just, there was nothing in there that we didn't already know, but they are attaching it to that original Vypra figure, as we talked about, from 1998. And just in case, I should probably check out Flint as well, shouldn't I? Is there anything else on Flint that we haven't covered that says in here? Or it just kind of says, Flint was a Rhodes Scholar and earned his degree in English Lit before applying the tenacity and concentration he had used so well scholastically to grind his way through G.I. Joe recruitment. Flint is a mission specialist and leader, providing tactical information and training to the team to make sure they're ready for whatever Cobra throws at them. And Features a classic design updated to bring the G.I. Joe Tactical Mission Commander into the modern era, and 6 accessory pieces inspired by the character's rich history. That seems to be the same thing they repeat for all of that. So yeah, nothing necessarily new on there or gives anything away that we didn't already know. Cool. Okay. Yeah, adapted from the OG file cards, Diana. Absolutely. Okay then. What there's more. So here's the loadouts for our wonderful Python Patrol Vypra. It's really interesting. Yeah, sorry, it's weird. I'm just about to say the same thing that you just typed, Robert, as it appeared. I said interesting, and it just went boom. But yeah, interesting that they made this Vypra. Funny thing is, though, I saw a few comments, and let me know who if it was you. But I saw a few comments during the weekend at SDCC, the week really, of people saying, "Oh, I wonder if this could be Vypra." So it's definitely something that I think works personally, and a few people did say it could be Vypra. So, or like, yeah, as a thing, like I'd like it to be Vypra more than they knew. So yeah, that was really cool. Apparently, Flint is a super fan of Arnold's Commando movie, says Ben, but maybe it's Lenny who's a fan of Commando. I used to love that movie so much. I mean, I still do. I've watched it multiple times recently. I watched it with Jean-Paul Beauvais, massive, like, big fan of Jean-Paul Beauvais. Love him very much. Shout out to Jean-Paul. He and I did a watch along of Commando and recorded it for a podcast he was doing, and he never released it. And it's one of the funniest things, genuinely, one of the funniest things I think I've ever been involved with, where we just did a DVD commentary while watching the film together. It was so funny, and I still to this day don't know why he never. Well, he said it because he never got the time to do it. He never released any of the recordings he did with any of the people he did this show with. So I want that to come out at some point because it was so funny. Pat, how you doing, buddy? It is kind of the opposite of a name only reveal, name given last. Yeah. It was everything but the name reveal, wasn't it? Yeah, that's hilarious, Pat. Good to see you on there, mate. Usually you can't stand being, usually you're naked HD. Is that a mistake? Rachel says, I prefer that it's Vypra, not a generic ninja. The Vypra is coming, says RKW. Amazing. I thought it was just a nameless ninja and that we may get Vypra with her Rat the 4x4 made from the Vamp mold. Possibly, Robert H. I mean, they could just redeco this in that sexy phasing black, blue, and white kind of phasing deco, and they could pop her in a repainted Vamp, or well, repainted Stinger, technically. But yeah, they could do. That'd be great. Chris, why do you think they put Flint's sports car on the box? Just seems odd for being in the jungle on Cobra Island, lol. Is that where it is? I know they've talked about, I know they mentioned that they were talking about a lot of things being on Cobra Island. And of course, I think the original time, I think this is a change of location because of the Mayan temple. I could be wrong though. And I mean, it could be any one of a number of narrative reasons why that car is in the background that we might never find out. But I will keep asking those questions. Don't worry. But yeah, Matt, to ask your question, I don't know really. I just think they throw things on there because it's cool and it's an homage and it relates to the character and so on and so forth. Sam says, I like the shout regarding the Vypra twins. She's clearly Asian and the Arashikage logo would align with that. Had not even considered that. Yeah, totally. Commando is a childhood favorite of mine, says Jeremy. Yes, samesies. Made me think I could carry whole trees on my shoulder. Diana says there was a corgi and an energy on mine. They don't all fit. Yeah, that's a very good point on that one. Anyway, corgi should be in that car. They definitely should. There's more to come, actually. We've got packaging for this wonderful figure. There's an action shot. I like how they did the product shot the same as the render on the box as well. That's a nice little like maneuver. Anyway, let's look at the packaging because this is interesting too. There's an iguana on there. I want to say that that's a shout out to the Deke cartoon. Could someone please let me know if there's an iguana connection with the Deke cartoon, because I thought there was, or maybe from a Sumbo thing, or maybe from a comic. I don't know, but I thought with the iguana on there, it might be a shout out to the Deke cartoon, because I had a vague recollection of a Deke iguana. Easy for me to say. I'm going to search Dick iguana to see what comes up, see what happens. G.I. Joe Deke. I'll put Deke G.I. Joe iguana, because I'm sure I'm not making this up. I mean, I could be. I could just be thinking of Cobra Commander being all weird, or Serpentor. Oh, yeah, Serpentor was turned into an iguana. Yes. Yes, I think you're right. Why can't I find anything nice and clear, or an image of an iguana in the Deke cartoon? Why has no one ever taken a screenshot of an iguana in the Deke cartoon, guys? Anyway, that might be it. Better than Iguana Deke, absolutely, Matt. Yeah. Cobra Commander was in the movie. I was once a man. Yeah, if you don't put G.I. Joe in there, it's a dangerous search scenario, big time. End of the first Deke miniseries. Yeah, thank you. I knew that. Knew it. Okay, cool. There we go. Iguana, that's what the reference is on this one. And you can see it, you might not be able to see it on this particular shot, but it's just above the Python Patrol logo in the bottom left-hand corner of the render image. Nice artwork as well, I've got to admit. I do like that artwork on the right-hand side in the small space. She looks really cool as well, like drawing the bow. Yeah, this is neat. Nice addition. Nice addition. Number 88. There you go. Patrick says, just to thank you, mate, for all the information here. Operation Dragonfire. It also happens with the Dragonfire weapon to Joe's if you are hit at the end of the NES game. Nice. Your favorite game, Pat. Yeah? Yeah. Thank you, buddy. And Sam says, great cut, Pat. This is why we all show up, lol. Yeah, you show up for Pat, and then he's not on it, and I'm doing it. Pat, you should have been on here talking about this with me. What the hell? I'm sorry, Matt. I should have told you. It's Wednesday. I should have thought about that. Anyway, don't worry. You're going to get your Pat fix. Oh, Dinah sent me an image as well. Thank you, Dinah, of the iguana scenario. The iguana scenario. There you go. There he is. Thank you very much. There we go. That must be what that reference is. Or it's not. And, you know, that's just the way it is. Diddle-in, diddle-in, diddle-in. Anyway, yeah, well, you'll get more of Pat. And look, he loves that game. See? He does love it. It's all he ever talks about. When we're off camera, just always talking about the NES game. It's weird. Even if it's not the topic of conversation, he'll just bring it straight back to the NES game. It's really strange. Kidding. You'll get your Pat fix. Don't worry, guys. Pat and Justin. We're going to be three-weighing it. Triple threat match for the monthly, which we're recording on Friday, I believe. And I'm going to have to really hustle to get it out before the end of the month. But yeah, we'll be doing some cool stuff on that. Have no fear. That is pretty much everything. But there is one more thing. Classified iguanas, probably never, says Robert H. Yeah, that's a deep cut, my man. Yeah. The last thing I wanted to talk about is this. G.I. Joe Classified Series Philip Chuckles Provost. Yes, available for pre-order Friday, July 28th. Hasbro Pulse Premium members 12 to 1, and then all fans 1 p.m. That's Eastern, by the way, those times. That was revealed earlier this morning, I believe, on the Hasbro Pulse page, on their socials. So yes, we will be getting the opportunity to get SDCC exclusives, specifically Chucks, at 12 p.m. on Friday if you're premium, and 1 p.m. for everyone else. There you go. There you go. Now people can stop asking me that question. I've had hundreds of messages saying, do I know when Chuckles is going to be on, is going to be available? Every single time. Price, Joe Bet, what for Chuckles? $41.99, I think he was, I believe. But there you go. Another one on Friday for us to get involved in. If you didn't get involved, if you didn't attend SDCC, or have some very generous friends who maybe got you one while they were at SDCC. But yeah, 41.99 should be. I was one. Sorry, says Mike. Yes, Mike, you were, but it's fine too. I'm only joking. I like it when I get a message. I'm only joking, genuinely. I like getting messages from all of you. Even when it's loads and it's I can't answer the question and it's the same question, I don't mind. Keep them coming. If you want to know something and I might have the answer, fantastic. If you want to know something and I don't have the answer, I'm sorry. But yeah, there we are with that one. Okay. Right then. Thanks for joining me for yet another live burst. Let's just wind down for a second, shall we? Your body, wriggle your belly. Anyway, Matt O'Brien has asked, Chris, do you know when we can pre-order Chuckles? No, not a clue. Friday, July 28th, 12 p.m. for premium members of Pulse and 1 p.m. for everyone else. Tiger Force hit and run soon, says Paladin. And I would have to say, please, just regular hit and run would be nice. But if we got the Tiger Force one, you'd know that we were getting the regular one. So yeah, that's cool. But yeah, I'd love a Tiger Force hit and run and a Night Force hit and run and a Wolf Squad hit and run and a hit and run and a hit and run exclusive that comes with a workable parachute, just like the Target exclusive one did. And is that it? There's probably more, but I'd be, yeah, any of those, please. And thank you very much. Python Patrol hit and run, Arctic hit and run. We can do, there is precedent for Arctic hit and run, not necessarily Arctic, but winter operations hit and run. Special missions, forget the number. Special missions issue. It's the one where Shockwave's smashing through the window on the cover, but it's effectively that terrorist group have got hostages in that house, and the Joe team are trying to deal with it. And one of the characters is hit and run, and he's wearing white and blue version of his gear. It's well good. So yeah, I want that, please, and thank you for a hit and run redeco in the future. Ben says, I don't like getting alternates before getting standard characters. You don't have to get them, I suppose, Ben, because you're not necessarily forced to buy it because you know it's coming. Do you know what I mean? You know it's coming. It's always coming. Repaints are like how they are able to do a lot of things, as well. Like it's kind of necessary to make the most out of the tooling, like dollars. I get that you want the standard version like first, but I just look at it like, hey, we'll get it soon. And if you don't want it, just wait. Arctic Alpine pre-paint is a good one, Sam. Yeah, just Alpine again in general, please. Sean got here late. You have to catch the replay. Yes, you will, and you have to watch it. And there will be a pop quiz afterwards. I don't know what I'm talking about. Jeffrey, Stalemate Ball. Chris, next time you do an interview with Hasbro, a lot of people have been wondering why they haven't used the Cobra Officer Buck again. They keep using the Trooper Buck instead. Any info? Thanks. I'll ask the question. Yeah, totally. Now, when you say the Cobra Officer Buck, yeah, so Python Patrol, 788 HISS tank team, fire team, infantry. But in terms of, sorry, that's not the same. But in terms of Trooper Buck, do you mean the Cobra Island Trooper Buck? Because yeah, they haven't used that, have they? Maybe they were just moving away from it. I don't know. Pink hit and run for Robert H. Yeah, go on then. I'll have a pink one too. Can I say when the interview with Corey is? As soon as I interview him, as soon as we sort that out, Matt. But that'll be coming as soon as I can get it organized. 1986 G.I. Joe Special Missions 22. Thank you, Darren. That is the one where hit and run turned up in the white and the blue, and it looks so good. We need retro Vypra using a new mold, says 2020 Dustin. Don't worry. Already. Plastic Battles, Paul. Hi, man. Hi, buddy. You've got the same. It looks like you've got the same icon as the thing that's on the helmet, on the mask, on the skull mask. I like getting all these characters in whatever order we get them. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing in it. Like, you just know it's all going to come eventually. So I'm not fussed about when we get stuff. True pre-paint means you're going to get what you want eventually. Yeah, absolutely. Predictions for 96, 97, 98, Flaffle. No, mate. I don't know. Maybe Mutton Junkyard? Maybe? Because they've been on the docket for a while. I'll have to have a look at all my info and like make an educated guess, which I can do here while you're talking to you guys. What we're talking about, I can do it right now. Who do I think it could be? So Mutton Junkyard is possible, but then I think they might be a bit further along in terms of the plan. Who could it be? Just trying to think really what we've had so far, what we haven't had. Because the things we haven't had, I don't think I know what they're going to be yet. Like we have like information, but I don't know what they necessarily are going to be, some of them. I wonder if these are... No, this is, so Tiger Force Flint is Keats, and Python Patrol Vypra was Tolstoy. So we know those two at least, don't we, in terms of internal code words. We've got that Poe and Dahl leaked listing that we don't know what that is yet for the Target exclusives. Shadow Tracker's one, definitely one that could be one of those numbers. And yeah, I mean, have a look at that leak listing, the leak listings that came out a little while ago, because there's a few that it could possibly be there, I think. And I think that's what they're going to be, those particular numbers. But I don't know. I don't know, honestly. Anyway, that's it. We'll bring it to a close. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. It's been fun, as always. I'll see you in the morning for another unboxing. We're going to be doing the Basts, I think, and maybe the Destro Basts for Diamond Select Toys. And any other news that might, if any news happens between now and the morning, we'll probably focus on that. But there you go. Tiger Force Flint, Target exclusive, and Python Patrol Vypra, also Target exclusive, are available on Target Online. Links in the description. They are sold out on Hasbro Pulse as of right now. They might return for little bits and pieces here and there, but for the time being, right now, you're going to have to get them from Target. And Chuckles goes up for general kind of Pulse release at 1 p.m. on Friday the 28th, and at 12 p.m. for premium members, a little bit earlier, Eastern. Okay, that's me. That's everything. Stay fresh, you absolute cheese bags. I will be obviously discuss. If I didn't get to your question or your comment, I'm sorry. Throw it in the next one, and I'll try and get to it then. Or someone has just asked, I've been waiting for regular edition of Recondo. Did they ever announce when it is coming out? Not yet, LF4. They haven't. But I just expect at some point they probably will. You never know. He might be one of those characters that they're doing with like a vehicle. And when I say that, not knowing, there's no winking going on here. This is just a little quick thought I had. Maybe he's going to be coming with a kayak. You know what I'm saying? Just a thought. Maybe they're doing something like that. Anyway, enough of that. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks very much. Stay fresh, cheese bags. And after 3, you know what to do. 1, 2, 3. Full force. See ya. That's it for this installment of the Full Force News Burst. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe. See you next time, and as always, full force. Make sure you get involved with the discussion by liking, sharing and commenting on these videos, and as always you can keep up with the show after listening by following on Twitter at The Full Force, liking the Facebook page facebook.com/The Full Force, and if you would like to contact the show you can message us on either of those platforms with feedback and questions. We also have a Patreon page, so if you want to show your support for the show, see your name up in lights on these videos, or enjoy exclusive bonus content, then check out patreon.com/The Full Force Podcast, or click on the link on any of the posts this podcast appears in. Full Force.